you guys so much. So for the past few weeks, we have been talking about the importance of having a vision and a mission statement, whether it be in business or as an organization or in our personal lives. And a couple weeks ago, I shared this definition of vision and mission because I felt that it really clearly explained what they really are and why they're important, because I didn't really understand it prior to this. So here's what I found. A vision is intended to be just that, an ideal or thing we aspire to. It is designed to be uplifting and inspiring. It is also timeless. So even if we change our strategy, the vision often stays the same. And then the mission is more about why we exist as an organization. It's intended to articulate our purpose, both for those in our spiritual community and also for the community at large. So I likened it to having a well-formed vision and mission to one of our teaching's most well-known concepts, and that is having a mental equivalent. A mental picture of the thing that we say we want or how we would like our life to look. Ernest Holmes was all about the mental equivalent. He had this to say. He says, if we have a strong picture or a mental concept of what we desire and hold to that mental equivalent regardless of circumstances or conditions, we must sooner or later manifest according to the concept. In time, there's a key to that. We'll talk about that another time. In time, through evolution and law, the conception comes to the moment of birth or of projection in the objective world. Such is the way of nature, such is the law of all creation. So in other words, you have it here, you hold to it, you believe in it, you see it, and then the law of cause and effect, which we call universal law, responds to and fulfills that which we mentally and emotionally believe in and embody. It is our mental equivalent. Is that making sense to you all? Okay, good. So in my talk a couple of weeks ago, I shared some of the process that the center's leadership went through to come up with our vision and mission statements. It wasn't just a bunch of us sitting around trying to figure out some words to put on a piece of paper that might sound good. What we went through was a deep and personal process of going within to tap into what really wants to happen as the Calvary Center. And the results, I thought, were amazing. So here are our vision and mission statements. The Calvary Center for Spiritual Living is a beacon of spiritual illumination. Don't you love that? Everybody go like this. Is a beacon of spiritual illumination that inspires individuals to reveal their wholeness, co-creating a world that works for everyone. And our mission statement, why we exist, the Calvary Center for Spiritual Living makes accessible a way of living and thinking that reveals one's spiritual magnificence and personal power. We co-create an inclusive community that fosters an expansion of consciousness. Now I want to tell you, this is a working and breathing document or idea. And I tell you that because we had our Board of Trustees meeting earlier this week, and we made a lot of really exciting decisions, which you'll hear about in a little, not in a little while today, but you'll hear about soon. And every time we made a decision, what we did was say, does it fulfill something here within our vision? And we could say by the end of the meeting that yes, indeed, our decisions that we were making were fulfilling our vision and our mission. It was a very powerful time, right, Terry? It was awesome. It was awesome. So last week, what we did was we took a look at our parent organization's global vision, which included the vision, mission, and purpose statements. And those are Centers for Spiritual Living, which is our parent organization. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our vision is a world that works for everyone, and our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. I love those. And the reason why I wanted to share them is because I think it's very important that we understand that we are more than just the Calvary Center for Spiritual Living, that we are part of a larger, more global movement that is also committed to co-creating a world that works for everyone. The time has come for these ideas. So what I thought we would do for this week was to start to develop our own personal vision and mission statement. So we've got one for the center, we got one from the organization. I'm sure your businesses have one, other organizations that you believe in, but why not use an idea like that for our own personal lives? Because I don't know about you guys, but I can always use more clarity and direction in my personal life. So think about how effective this could be to have a formal, and I use that in quotes, a formal vision of how we would like our life to look, and a formal mission as to what our purpose is and how we're going to get there. Plus, having a clear mental equivalent gives us something to work with every day in our prayers and in our meditations, our conversations, our studies, our musings, our daydreams. Now, I think it's fair to tell you that up until now, I have not done this in a format like this. I've done tons of visioning and goal setting and vision boards and writing out dreams, but I've never created a clear and concise vision and mission for myself. So I'm really excited to be doing this along with you. And what I also need to tell you is that we're not going to have time to actually do the vision and mission. We're going to talk about the process of it, but you're going to actually have homework to do. Yay? So are you ready? Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to start out by looking at the questions that the board and the practitioners and the leadership looked at as we were preparing for the center's vision workshop, kind of to prime the pump. So if you were here a couple of weeks ago, you probably remember these. So the questions that we considered, like the week before and during. What does the Calvary Center, why does the Calvary Center for Spiritual Living exist? What are the Calvary Center's aspirations for the future? What inspires and motivates us? What is the preferred future of the Calvary Center? Is it simply a logical extension of today, or is it bursting out of the box and moving in new directions? What does the Calvary Center do? For whom does the Calvary Center do it? What benefit comes from the work of the Calvary Center? And who or what motivates and inspires the Calvary Center? So can you see how that got the creative juices flowing as we were preparing for when we were doing our vision and mission for the center? But we need to take these questions and make them more personal, such as, why am I here? What are my aspirations for the future? To continue on my current path or to move in a new direction? What do I offer or bring to the world that is uniquely me? Who and what benefits from me offering or bringing myself forward? In other words, who benefits from me being me? And who or what motivates and inspires me? Okay? Thank you, David. So I wanted to experience this process before I presented it to you. So I answered these questions as honestly as I could, and this is what I came up with. For the first question, I am here to love, grow, experience life, teach, inspire, and be happy. I am also here to provide God the experience of life through me and as me. You know, I wrote a book once called Giving God a Good Time. That's basically what we're talking about. God experiences life through me, so I may as well give it a good time, right? That's my personal life philosophy. So for the second question, what are my aspirations? To share spiritual principles with thousands of people in a variety of venues, helping them to realize their own spiritual potential. I do this on my current path, while ever expanding my sphere of influence and in partnership with those around me. So there are key words that are coming out here. What I offer that is uniquely me: approachability, being able to see humor in everyday things, and the ability to teach complex things in a simple to understand manner. Who benefits from me being me? Me. For one. Really, if you think about it, it sounds funny, but it's true. Because when I try to be something I'm not, no one benefits. When I'm being true to who I am, I would like to think that the people around me benefit, because I'm being my authentic self, which encourages them to be the same. And the last question was very telling for me as to who motivates or inspires me. My students, my colleagues, my family, my spiritual community. Anyone who is in the trenches of life, trying to make not only their lives better, but the lives of other people better. That's who inspires me. So, I answered these questions kind of on the fly as I was preparing for this talk. And if I had spent more time with the questions, I would be able to fine-tune it and wordsmith it and everything. But at first blush, what I just told you is pretty true for me. That's kind of who I am. So then what I tried to do was distill all of that into two brief and succinct, easy to remember statements. Holy moly. So what I did was I drew out the words that I think best reflect who I am. I'm a teacher. I love. I'm about expansion and growth. I'm approachable. I have humor. Please God, I have humor. Authenticity, I'm authentic. What you see is what you get. And hopefully I'm inspiring. And, you know, as I say those words, it was a little weird. It was a little weird because it felt kind of egotistical, but I kept reminding myself that what I'm doing is establishing an ideal, right? Something to aspire to. So then I took all of this and I went within to come up with my personal mission and vision statements, and here they are. I am a happy teacher of spiritual truth, growth, infinite possibility, and love. I share my message and my love with all people who are eager to learn and experience their spiritual potential. Yeah? And my mission, I do this by living and teaching by example, by sharing my message in an approachable, authentic, honest, and humorous way. As I give God the experience of life through me, as me, it inspires others to do the same in their lives. Now, like I said, this was my first blush Sunday afternoon, getting ready for Sunday, or Saturday afternoon, getting ready for Sunday, writing a talk, attempt at creating a vision and mission. Had I spent more real time with it, I imagine they might be cleaner and tighter, but I gotta tell you, I kind of like them. I kind of love them. Because it's me. It's me. Thank you. Thank you. So, I made copies of these questions. Let me go back here. I made copies of these questions plus the original questions so that you can take them home and begin working with them on your own. You can pick them up in the lobby. Because it's my hope that this isn't just like a Sunday morning thing, yeah, whatever, that you're going to actually do some work with this and getting in touch, because what I want to tell you is that I have this now posted in my home office. And I can see that as I'm approaching making decisions, as I'm approaching going through my life, I'm going to look at that and say, does this thing hold up to this? That's the purpose of these, whether it's in a business or whether it's in an organization or whether it's a personal vision. Now, we have people who are in the Prosperity Plus class as well, and they are also working on their personal vision statement, but they're using a completely different technique that is also very effective. So what they are doing is dividing their lives into 4 different categories: health and body. Now, I want to be very clear when I say health and body, I don't mean so that they look like a supermodel of whatever gender it is that they are. That means, how does my body serve me? How does my health serve me? Not so that, I'm 110 pounds and, look like a supermodel, okay? I'm not going to ever be 5'10". So I'm not going to put that in my vision, okay? So health and your relationship with your health and body, how you are with your relationships, your creative self-expression, and wealth or money. So these 4 categories. And what the students are doing is that they are allowing themselves to dream, and I mean really dream, about how they want their life to be in each of these categories. So unlike the vision and mission process that we just talked about, where brevity and being succinct is part of the process, what's happening with this process, so I'm giving you 2 different ideas here. What's happening with this process is to dream and to fill it with color and detail and feeling, to really do it, because the idea is that the more color and the more feeling that we can put into our vision, the more it impresses itself on our subconscious mind, which then provides the universe a mold or a picture of how we envision our life to look. Again, it's the mental equivalent. Here's what Holmes said about it. This is the process of building a mental equivalent. You need to actually feel that the desired good is yours now, and it will be. I said it again. You need to actually feel that the desired good is yours now, and it will be. This is the law. It manifests what we accept. Yes? Yes. I know. So either process that you use, the point is to create a feeling of the experience of the thing. When I looked at my vision and mission statement, it stoked me. It stoked me. I was like, wow, that's cool. That's me. That's who I am. So when you're doing it, whether you're doing the shorter or whether you're doing the full-on page after page after page, how does it make you feel when you say it, when you read it? Is it flat? Are you doing it by rote? That's not going to make much of an impression on your subconscious mind, thereby the universe. But if it gets your blood going, if it gets your heart pumping, your breath's a little shallow when you think about it, it's got a feeling to it that will turbo boost your desire into fruition. And I'm not going to tell you one technique is better than the other. In fact, they both have their purpose. For the shorter statement, it's easy to remember and it's easy to repeat. I am a teacher of love. I'm a teacher of spiritual potential. That's easy. I can go through life with that, right? So you can use it, as I said, as a litmus test. If it does it support or does it detract what you're trying to do in your life? If it supports it, do it. If it doesn't support it, if it detracts, or maybe it's a little unclear, then don't. Don't do it. It's pretty simple. And if you prefer to do the longer, more colorful vision, well, you know what? There is so much fun. There's so much satisfaction in playing in the field of imagination. So really allow yourself to imagine the possibility. Write it out, fill it with color, fill it with feeling, and then read it every day. And let your mind go to town in that field of potential. Because the purpose is either one you use. The purpose is to start to begin to see it and to feel it. Allow yourself to make it so real in your heart and in your mind that it acts as a powerful magnet that attracts everything that it needs to come into fruition. And then it can't help but manifest in your life. So I'm going to ask you now to close your eyes for just a minute. Mark, would you come up and noodle? I forgot to tell you that. Close your eyes for just a minute and begin to form a picture of how you would like your life to look. Not a life that is limited by your present circumstances, but a life that has no boundaries, that has no limitations. And maybe right now it is in black and white. So begin to color it in. Begin to add detail to it. Begin to see it. Really see it. Get in touch with who am I? What do I bring? How do I show up? What is uniquely mine to give? For whom am I giving? How do I see my health? How do I see my relationships loving and fulfilling, happy and healthy? How do I creatively express? How do I give my gift? And seeing yourself prosperous, abundant, living comfortably, being comfortable enough to give your gift. Fill it out. Give it feeling. Give it energy. And now put your hand on your heart and say, I can see it. Okay, we're going to try that again. Put your hand to your heart and say out loud, I can see it.
I can see it.
And it is mine.
And it is mine.
And so it is. Okay, come back. And have fun. Have fun. The sheets are out there that have the questions to it. Give yourself the gift of playing in the field of imagination and of possibility. And thank you for being here. So it is.